You know, before anything actually happens, before you see any real change in your life, it all has to start in one place. And that place, it's your mind. Think about it. Every single thing, the wins, the losses, the good, the bad, it all kicks off with how you think. So, let me ask you a question. And honestly, it might be the most important one you answer all day. What is your philosophy? And hey, I'm not talking about some boring stuff from a textbook you had to read in college. Nope. I'm talking about your personal code, the rules you actually live by, whether you even realize you have them or not. See, your philosophy, it's not just some abstract thought. It's way more than that. It's basically the operating system for your life. It's the software that's running in the background, the thing that got you exactly where you are right now. It's this invisible hand that guides every choice, every action, and yeah, every single result you see. It's literally what guides your life. All right, so let's get into it. Let's break down the two main philosophies that kind of govern how most people operate. Because look, figuring out which one you're running on, that's the first step. It's the most crucial step if you want to take back control. Okay, so on one side, you've got what's called the scarcity mindset. This is where you believe life is just happening to you, Your success, your happiness, it's all up to things you can't control. Your boss, the economy, even the morning traffic, they're calling the shots. But then, on the other side, you've got this success mindset. And with this, circumstances, your environment, what other people are saying, none of that stuff has the final say. Instead of just taking what comes, you're the one rewriting your own reality. You decide what it all means. And that quote just nails it, right? It shows you the most important thing to remember. The real power isn't out there somewhere. It's inside of you. Your life is an inside job. That means the responsibility, and more importantly, the control, it's all yours, nobody else's. So that leads us perfectly into the first pillar of building a philosophy that actually works. And it's this. You have to win the war within yourself. Seriously, you've got to master your inner world before you can ever hope to make a real lasting impact on the world outside. So how do you win this internal battle? Well, it really boils down to making a few key decisions. First up, you have to accept total 100% responsibility for your life. No more blaming anyone or anything. Second, you got to understand that your mind's main job is to keep you safe, to keep you in your comfort zone. It's not there to push you to be great. Third, you have to realize that the only voice that really matters is your own. And finally, you win over your own heart, not with words, not with promises, with consistent action. And this is why we all feel that resistance, right? That little voice that holds us back. Your mind has a huge advantage over you. I mean, it knows every single one of your deepest, darkest fears. Its default setting is just protect, protect, protect. But here's the secret. You have to remember that you are in control of your mind. It's not the other way around. You're the one who gives the orders. And what about what other people think? When you're going through a tough time. Let's just be real for a second. This chart lays it out pretty clearly. When you share your sob story, 80% of people, they just don't care. And the other 20%, they're kind of glad it's happening to you instead of them. So what's the lesson here? It's simple. Stop looking for validation from other people. That strength has got to come from inside. Okay, so once you start getting a handle on that internal battle, you can start to focus outward. And this brings us to the next big piece of the puzzle, mastering your actions through discipline. This is where you really learn that the journey, the process itself, that's the prize. Look, real discipline, it has nothing to do with feeling motivated or all hyped up. Not at all. It's really just a series of quiet commitments you make to yourself. You commit to the process, not the outcome. You learn how to detach your emotions from the results. You learn to embrace the boring work, the stuff nobody sees, the musician practicing scales over and over. And you just trust. You trust that showing up day in and day out is enough. This question right here, it gets to the absolute core of what it takes to keep going. Ask yourself this: can I stay committed to the process without being emotionally tied to the results? When you can honestly answer yes to that, that's when you've unlocked something powerful. That's real, unbreakable discipline. But okay, what happens when things go wrong? When the process breaks down? When you fail? And I mean fall flat on your face? That's where our third pillar comes in. It's all about changing how you look at struggle. It's not a roadblock. It's not the end. It's the raw material for your own growth. The world is a funny place when it comes to failure. When you're on your way up, sure, people might cheer for you. But the second you stumble, a whole lot of them are quick to celebrate. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a reminder that your ability to get back up can't depend on whether or not the crowd is still cheering for you. So here's the big takeaway. We've got to totally redefine what we think strength is. It's not about being perfect, right? It's not about never making a mistake or never falling down. No way. Real, genuine strength is forged in the moments after you've fallen. It's that quiet, stubborn, and sometimes painful choice to just get back up. Again and again and again. And it's in that struggle, in that moment of getting back up, that something amazing happens. Adversity stops being just an obstacle. It becomes an introduction. It introduces you to a version of yourself you never even knew was in there. The strongest, highest version, the one you can only find when you're forced to dig deep. So let's put it all together. You master your mind. You commit to the process. You learn to find strength in the struggle. When you do all that, you arrive at something incredible. You start to forge a new quality inside yourself. You become unstoppable. But hold on. Let's be really, really clear about what unstoppable means. The goal is not to be unbreakable. It's not about becoming some kind of robot that doesn't feel anything. It's not about building walls so high that nothing can ever hurt you. No, the goal is to refuse to stay broken. It's about a choice, a decision you make right now in advance. Life is going to bend you. It's going to test you. It will absolutely hurt you, but it only breaks you if you let it. The real goal is to simply refuse to stay broken. That refusal, that conscious choice, that's what being unstoppable is all about. This is more than an idea. It's a declaration. It's a promise you make to yourself. It's that internal vow where you say, you know what? No matter what life throws at me, no matter how hard it gets or how tired I am, it will never, ever stop me. You decide that nothing is going to stop you. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to a choice between two stories for your life. The first story ends with the words, I failed. It's a statement of action, even if you lost. The other story is a question that will haunt you forever. What if? And trust me, what if is an argument with yourself that you can never win. Saying I failed means you at least got in the game. You showed up. You took a shot. You actually lived. So the choice is yours, right now. Which one are you going to choose?